Hello and welcome to the TMZ podcast. I'm Charlie Cotton, and joining me on the podcast today is my boss, Jim Eckhart.
I'm back.
He's back, baby.
Happy to be back.
You know, you were just telling me earlier today that we got to lock in a time and date for my performance review.
Performance reviews, yeah.
We could just do it right here.
I think the TMZ podcast audience would actually love that.
Was that right?
Yeah.
Is it going to be a good meeting for me, or am I...
It's going to be a great meeting.
Great
All
meeting
good
for me.
things.
All good things? Okay. Well, that's why I keep inviting you on the podcast, man. Trying to buddy you up.
Sway me a little
That's
bit.
That's it. So today, we'll talk about what happened yesterday in court, as well as what will happen today in court. It was a big day, a bad day for Diddy yesterday.
Yeah, some pretty crazy things said yesterday in court.
Absolutely. We'll talk about maybe the biggest ever catfish. I'm starting to think maybe it's the biggest ever catfish. Not the actual fish, but the actual act.
What's his name? Neff Schulman.
Neff Schulman.
I think he would have dreamt of this story for his show back in the day.
Right, because everything's coming out about Tommy Lee and his wife, Brittany Furlan, who was catfished. It's insane. And finally, we'll talk about, the biggest family drama has been the Beckhams.
Yeah.
And it might be coming to an end because the catalyst for all of it, it might be over.
Yeah. I got some thoughts on that, about that family and the whole situation that the brothers were getting into.
Oh, little tease there by Jim.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll have to listen to that later on.
Stick around to the end.
I will remind you, we're live on YouTube. So if you're out there watching, please leave your comments or questions or whatever, and we'll get to it at the end of the show. So yesterday, it was day 19. It was day 19 of the trial. They had Cassie's best friend up there, or long-term friend up there. This lady named Bryana Bongolan. Probably not pronouncing that right. And the big thing that she was there to testify to was that she was staying at Cassie's house one night. Diddy was there, and Diddy dangled her off a high-rise balcony, screaming at her, "You know what the fuck you did." Apparently, she didn't know what she had done. But then he after the dangling, he threw her against some furniture there. This lady, Bryana, also testified that she saw Diddy throw a knife at Cassie.
What's crazy is that it sounds like Cassie stood up for herself in that situation because she threw the knife back at Diddy.
He threw the knife back at Diddy. And so she's also being obviously cross-examined. So they're trying to challenge her credibility, how the inconsistencies in her stories and how she can't remember certain details.
Yeah, but that's their job. That's what they're there to do.
Yeah.
I think it also just the rampant drug use that she talked about as well. It just seems like drugs were a very big part of Diddy's life.
Yeah. But yesterday, what was said that leads towards a conviction sort of thing? This dangling thing is not good. This, throwing the knife at Cassie, not good. Does it speak to racketeering or sex trafficking, which is what he's on trial for?
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's why a lot of this case is a bit sort of confusing to me, because it's like, oh wow, he did that. That guy's evil.
It's scary. Obviously, you never want to be dangled off a balcony. But does that relate to what he's being charged for? Not really. It just shows he was a very angry, scary guy.
Maybe it's like, they're trying to show how he intimidates people. Because that's my main thing with racketeering is if it feels mobbish, if it feels like something like a mob boss would do, then it's probably racketeering-ish.
Like the
you know what I mean?
Like the Kid Cudi car thing.
Yeah, like Molotov cocktail in a car. That does, you know what I mean?
I completely.
Dangling someone off a balcony, that also kind of feels mobbish, even though
that's true.
He's not on trial for that specific thing, but it kind of just feels that way.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
Where do you think kind of the wind is blowing on this whole thing? Because I know everyone's gone a little back and forward over, is this guy going to skate, or is he going to be behind bars the rest of his life?
Not to dodge the question, I'm in the middle. I do not know. There are days where it seems like you said he's going to skate this, and there are days where you just think that, oh, there's no chance that he's going to get out of this.
Yeah.
Yesterday was kind of a day where it felt like, oh, he's definitely not going to get out of this, because also they had a forensic video guy testify yesterday who said that Cassie video that CNN released was not edited.
It wasn't, because the defense had been saying it was edited and sped up and cut different ways.
Yeah, so it wasn't altered at all. Apparently, he also tuned into the alleged sex tapes that they're going to bring into the hearing as well.
Or are they going to introduce them?
Yeah, prosecutors in the near future are going to be introducing at least 10 alleged sex tapes.
So these are then recordings Diddy kind of took at the freak-offs?
Apparently, yes.
He used to just keep everything, huh?
Yeah.
He just used to keep tapes of everything.
Everything.
Even like the Cassie beating thing, you know, potentially he hung on to that, and that's how we got it, potentially. It's crazy. He keeps all these little treasures.
I still think that there are people out there that are just waiting for their names to be dropped or get involved in some capacity.
You still think there's a extra celebrity component?
I mean, we're still early in this, even though it's day 19. Who know? Like, this is going to go for a while, and I still think that there's going to be people that come up and talk about possibly other celebs or influential people that were involved in this, may even be on these alleged sex tapes.
Because we haven't. That was the thought, you know, when all of this started coming out, you know, months and months and months ago. We thought that, oh wow, everyone's going to be you're going to take down Hollywood.
Yeah,
but none of that has happened.
Not yet.
And so
Not yet.
Oh, I'm interested. You're going to keep me watching the trial now, Jim.
Oh, stay tuned. I think it's going to keep getting more interesting.
Okay. All right. On to our next story. Brittany Furlan, who is Tommy Lee's wife, says the catfishing drama has actually caused them to, you know, come a lot closer together. We have a clip from her podcast where she went into depth about the whole catfishing thing.
I mean, my husband and I, like I said, we've been through, you know, a lot. There's a lot of love. We've had a lot of amazing times, and we've had a lot of tough times, as people do. More tough than I think a lot of people probably would have experienced. But I've had to forgive him. This is him having to forgive me. But the weird thing is, I will say, is like all of this happening, you know, has like weirdly brought us closer together, which is really strange, because I think like these things happening can either make like you get further apart, or it can like bring you closer together.
Yeah.
And it's like a weird thing, because I think we kind of like we're finally faced like with the reality of like, oh, what would life really be like without each other,
Right.
you know?
Huh. So I mean, I'm happy for them that they have used this and now they're, you know, more in love or something like that. But it's pretty crazy what went down. Like Brittany Furlan, she's a celebrity, and she got sort of catfished. She got duped by someone posing as another celebrity. It's just like, this doesn't happen.
No, it's a wild story. And like we said at the beginning of the podcast, this would have been a top-notch story for the show Catfish on MTV back in the day. But you kind of have to understand where she was coming from. She said that she was feeling extra lonely, and so lonely that she was talking to ChatGPT for a little bit of a connection, getting some love from something. So I understand that she was in a position where she just wanted some love, and she thought that this person via Snapchat was going to give her some love, and ultimately it turned out to not be that person at all.
Yeah, I mean, obviously she shouldn't have, like, you know, messaged someone outside of her relationship, but I just feel sorry for her, you know, like, this is like such an embarrassing situation.
Oh, it'd be terrible.
Clearly she was like, you know, she feels really awful about it, and like she knows she did the wrong thing. But good on Tommy for, you know, not sort of ending his marriage over it, you know.
I think it's interesting. What I want to bring up is that the guy who was being the personality or the identity of who the catfisher was,
Ronnie Radke.
Yeah, could you imagine initially just being on Tommy Lee's bad side?
Yeah,
that is what there are a couple people out there in the world that you do not want to be on their bad side, and I think he is one of the people at the top of the list.
Totally, and he's a big Tommy Lee fan actually as well.
Oh, that sucks.
He said, like, we got a video of Ronnie one time after this had happened. He's like, Tommy, if you're watching, I love you. I hope this doesn't ruin anything. He likes Motley Crue, but it's just like, it's just one of the most interesting sort of stories that's happened recently.
Catfish stories are always interesting. Like how they start. How do you find out that you're getting catfished?
I think Brittany was going to like try to meet up with him and
Yeah.
stuff like that. It's just like, oh
She's
no.
married, and yeah, I mean, if you're single and you get catfished, okay, that sucks. You're married and you get catfished, then you got to worry about your marriage surviving it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like it. You know, it went well. You
Looks
know,
like they'll be okay. But like she said, it brought them closer together.
I love that. I love that. All right. On to our final story. Romeo Beckham and Kim Turnbull are broken up amid drama with the Beckham brothers. So Romeo and Brooklyn. They've been beefing a lot. And because Romeo and Brooklyn have been beefing, the parents have been dragged in as well. And it all kind of stemmed, or so we believed, it all stemmed over this Kim Turnbull girl who had been a close friend of Brooklyn's, and now was, they thought was trying to weasel her way into the family.
This is a situation, you need to keep this in the family. Like, and also you need to have, I'm pretty sure it was alleged that Brooklyn and this Kim person might have had some sort of relationship, or it was just a very deep friendship of some sort. And if there was any kind of bad blood between the two, I think Romeo should have respected the situation with Brooklyn and avoided it completely.
But love is love, I think I don't know how much evidence there is that Brooklyn and this Kim Turnbull were ever like really physical or something like that. I just think there was something, and then if Kim decides she likes Romeo and Romeo decides she likes Kim, it's hard to love. It's hard to fight those feelings.
That's true. That's when you fall in love or you have feelings for someone, it's hard to turn those away.
And now it's led to the fact that Brooklyn has removed his mama's boy tattoo from his heart. Like, it's got to a point where you're basically dissing your mum in public over all of this. I wonder if it's going to get squashed now that Kim Turnbull's no longer in the picture.
I hope so. The Beckham family is a cool family, and they're always fun when they're out and about, and I'd be very disappointed if something like this kind of broke up the family.
They need a reality show or something.
They
so
do.
much good.
The brothers are fun to follow. Very
the Peltzers
entertaining
as well, because Nicola Peltz and Brooklyn, they're an interesting couple.
Yeah, they are. Then obviously David Beckham is a very entertaining man, both just out in entertainment and in the sports world.
Needs to happen. All right, let's read out some of your comments now. On the Diddy story, Kim Barnia says, no, it does not relate to his charges, but it shows his evil power and control over everyone involved with him. Proof 100% just who and what he is all about. Anyone who believes this demon, crazy. I mean, I agree. I agree with everything Kim said. Peace 1509 says, watching from South Africa, praying for all the justice for all of victims of Jesus' name, amen. You actually put this in, Branson? Branson put a prayer on. Thank you very much for doing that.
Amen.
Tim DeBarber, why are you only giving a one-sided story? Tell how the defense broke her down, her whole testimony, and caught her up on lies on the stand. We did mention it. We did mention they try to get her inconsistencies and that sort of stuff. Yeah, I mean, I just think that it was more shocking about the whole balcony incident than sort of like that she got a couple details wrong. Jane C., people were being drugged. If that was being caught on camera, boom. If people were being drugged on camera, what is that like? If they're not looking and you slip a drug into their drink, or like, I don't think we're going to see anyone being drugged. Maybe taking drugs. We're probably taking drugs. But, yeah, I don't know if we'll see anything sort of like really like that there's not consent, or Cassie doesn't look like she want to be there, stuff like that.
Again, it's all about these alleged sex tapes. If they're brought into the hearing, what are they going to be? What's going to be in them?
Right. Abel says he won't get pardoned. Money can't buy everything. I don't know. I wouldn't put it past Trump.
The fact that Trump even brought this topic up, like he does not bring something up for fun. If Trump is bringing this up, he is taking serious consideration.
I think it's a serious thing that he could, get out.
I completely agree.
Emily Williamson says it's embarrassing for Tommy Lee, not for Brittany Furlan. Yeah, it is actually.
Yeah,
And
if your partner gets catfish, that somewhat is a reflection on you because it's your
yeah. And
it's-
he's like a sex, like,
oh,
symbol.
he is.
And like the fact that their relationship I mean, yeah, it is embarrassing for both of them, but I still like both of them. And David says, "Good morning, Charlie and Jim. Happy Thursday."
You know what Thursday means?
What does it mean?
One day closer to Friday.
Ah, that's right. You know what Thursday does mean? And it means I forgot. It's muffin day in the kitchen. I forgot.
The hottest commodity in this office is when the muffins are brought in on Thursday mornings.
I know, and you just reminded me that I forgot. They're usually gone by this time. I usually go blueberry or chocolate.
I'm always chocolate.
Chocolate? Okay.
Did you know that there was a muffin top stealer in this office at one point?
There was someone who used to just steal the tops.
Somebody would just steal the top of the muffin and leave the bottom part still in the tray.
No, that's like an episode of Seinfeld.
I know. We never figured out who it was, and they stopped. But somebody up for one period of time was stealing the muffin tops.
We need to like do a TMZ investigates.
Who stole the muffin tops?
Oh my god, that's brilliant. Well, thank you for joining me, Jim.
Thank you for having me.
Look forward to the performance review after all this. You did very well on the podcast.
I appreciate it.
Okay, we'll speak to you guys later. Goodbye.